Here we go. New episode of the Blotter Podcast coming at you.
Woo-hoo.
Tonight we are covering the metal legends, Judas Priest. We've been jamming to them all week, having a good time with it. I think we all have some good lists going.
Oh, yeah.
First things first, give us a like, comment, subscribe, follow.
Tell
leave
our
us a
friends
comment.
about us.
Yeah, tell your friends, tell your grandma. Let us know what we're doing good, what we're doing bad. Everything helps. Lets us know
That's right.
what we need to work on.
That's right.
Yep, but without further ado, Timmy's going to start us off. What are your albums, Timmy? Top albums.
Judas Priest, bro. I'm ready. All right.
All of them.
Number 3. Coming in hot, son. This might piss some people off, but oh well. I didn't put it up higher than number 3 because, well, I had 2 albums I feel is better. So without further ado, my number 3 would be British Steel.
Okay.
Because, I mean, come on, man. It's got what? I think they said that Judas Priest, best selling song was Living After Midnight, which came on that album. Yeah, I mean, also
I thought it would be Breaking the Law.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Living After Midnight. I thought it would be like Breaking the Law.
I think it is. I think it is Living After Midnight.
Yeah. One of them songs.
Their top songs.
Dude, they
awesome
got
song. I love the song.
They got 19 fucking albums and 6 live albums. I mean, they got an extensive catalog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and I was looking through there, man, and there was when you look at their catalog, and then you look at their greatest hit stuff. I mean, it's almost like you could get one song from every album. And I know that the greatest hits that are out there right now don't include anything from, not that I recollect, from Jugulator on.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is kind of doing it a disservice because there was some good stuff when Ripper was in the band. There's some great stuff when Halford came back, fucking Nostradamus album, the newest album, Invincible Shield, I think is amazing.
I think Firepower was really good too.
Firepower is a good one. Redeemer of Souls is a great album also, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so I mean there's a lot we can talk about with these guys. But British Steel would be my number 3. Trey, what's your number 3, buddy?
My number 3 is probably far out, but I like Sad Wings of Destiny.
Hell yeah.
It's older, and it doesn't have the best quality, but I just love the riffs, the writing. Honestly, when I started digging into Judas Priest, that was one of the first albums I really liked. I'm weird. I always try to start and begin and keep going, you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
chronologically.
And I ain't gonna lie, I never do. I end up skipping some, and then I'm shit, I shouldn't have skipped that. But but you know what I mean? When people are like, "Oh, dude, you missed out on this," it's I did.
Yeah.
Later, I find it. I'm dude.
That come out
when I went through that phase. Yeah,
that was their second album.
Yeah,
right?
They had, was it Rock and Roller, I think, was 74 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did read about Sad Wings of Destiny. I think I read they only spent 2,000 pounds recording that.
Yeah.
That's
so pounds would be
probably 2,500
$3-4 grand.
You think so?
It'd be $3-4 grand American. Probably a little less.
Probably. Yeah, that's all I was saying, 27. I said
25. To me, that's still a lot of money.
But I think it's more. It is more, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, just for inflation, that'd probably be, I don't know, 10 grand maybe.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. In 1976, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes. I'd be damn it, could have done better. But you look at the technology we had back then too.
Is that the album that had Green Man Leashy on it?
No, that was Killing Machine.
Okay, Killing Machine. That was the next album.
That was the next one. Yeah.
I want to say, isn't Ripper on Sad Wings of Destiny?
I think so. It's one of those first ones.
Yeah.
I think.
That was like their first.
Yeah.
I love the riff and everything. I love the Ripper. I believe. Yeah. That's why
Doesn't that one have like the 3-pronged cross on the cover?
No, it's like the angel, like
it's like an angel needle. Yeah.
But it's got
I think it has
that on the cover, and that's like their like.
I don't have
symbol.
my laptop open right now. Yeah,
it could.
I don't have my laptop open.
I think it's that album. Yeah, I could be wrong.
Yeah. I had to look it up. I had to do some more looking up.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I did have Defenders of Faith up there, but at number 3. But I had to put
Game Time Decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, Game Time Decision. I was like,
I
love it's probably the Ripper that did it.
Look, I ain't gonna lie. I was between British Steel and Point of Entry, and that probably makes y'all wonder what the fuck I got for number 2 and number 1.
I was about to say, I figured Point of Entry was gonna be up there.
Man, Point of Entry, that's a great album too, man. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't find many albums that I would say I hated.
Oh
yeah, like we were talking about.
I don't think their older stuff. It's not as heavy.
Yeah.
You know,
it's not the Priest that everybody
or the quality.
Yeah, but it's still good. Like I like that.
Yeah.
I like all those albums.
Me too. That's why I was like,
there's always at least one song on there that was like a
quote
unquote hit. I don't like saying greatest hits because that like takes away from. It's kind of like you were saying, Timmy. It's like a disservice to like the fan favorites.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like the fan favorites aren't always the greatest hits.
That's why I call them bangers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like y'all are gonna be surprised at my number 1, but I don't care.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
If it's not what I'm thinking, I'll let you know. I'll tell you if I was right or not.
Yeah.
Jimbo, what's your number 3, bud?
Oh, my number 3. I had some trouble with this one.
Yeah, as do all.
Originally, I had number 3 as Nostradamus. But after today, I changed it, and I'm gonna say Angel of Retribution.
It's a good album.
Would be my number 3.
Yeah, that was one of my honorable mentions. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's just that was Halford's first album back after being away for 10 years or so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is Written Revolution on that album?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that is. I love that song. I love the distorted bass. Starts it off.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ian Hill, man, that kicks ass. Great album. Very heavy. It's I believe it is the Painkiller lineup of the band. That was that same lineup.
Yeah.
For that album.
Yeah. But wasn't that like the same lineup until KK left, basically?
Yes. Until he retired in 2011. Yeah.
Because Scott is still drumming with him. That dude's a fucking badass, bro.
Dude, he's amazing. I really like. I knew he was Racer X. Yeah. I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this. He actually is from up near where I live. Like he's from. I think it said Norfolk, Virginia.
Oh yeah, Norfolk. Yeah.
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 And I would never thought.
I didn't realize this. There's a bunch of rock stars that actually come from that area of Virginia. Like
I can believe
Stuart Copeland from the Police. Yeah. He's from there.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And like Dave Grohl's from Virginia.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Something about drummers, man.
Virginia.
Drummers are all coming from Virginia. Virginia.
There's an A in there, my guy. Virginia. I like that better to Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia. Nah, but I will go with Angel of Retribution for my number 3, man.
Fuck
hell yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So,
Timmy, you got a surprise for us for number 2?
Surprise.
This one. This was a toss up. Like I knew, I knew where my number 1 was going to be. Like I knew that. Honestly, it originally started out, I really thought British Steel might have been number 2, and it was going to be like Point of Entry. And then I went back, listened to Defenders of the Faith, and I was like, oh, goddamn. So that became number 2.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Because to me, like Killing Machine is high on my list also. Like if we had a top 5, it would probably be Point of Entry, Killing Machine, you know what I mean, and so on. Definitely in my top 10, I'd say Killing Machine. But Defenders of the Faith to me was like British Steel come out in 80, and then if I'm not mistaken,
Defenders of Faith I think was 84.
84. I think
yeah.
I can't remember if Point of Entry came between that or not. But that was like
I think that was.
I mean, they were busting albums.
Was that like right before?
I think Steel? That one was. No, that was after British Steel. It was in between British Steel and Screaming for Vengeance.
Screaming for Vengeance. There you go.
Yeah.
Screaming for Vengeance came after 82.
Screaming for Vengeance.
Yeah.
It came after Screaming for, so it had to be 83.
Could have been.
No, before. It came. I think it came before Screaming.
Yeah.
But between British and
81 then.
Yeah.
Screaming. Yeah. 81, I think it was.
But that to me,
yeah, because British Steel came out 80.
British Steel was, nothing but fucking that. What I consider the focal point of where Judas Priest really kind of came into their own. Like they finally got what they were going after, all more radio oriented.
Yeah.
Like a more poppy element, I guess I would say.
More popular, yeah.
But then you get, Point of Entry, Screaming for Vengeance. You see it kind of polishing it off. Mm-hmm. Then when you get to Defenders of the Faith, for me, that was like they had this formula, and that's kind of what become the Judas Priest that I loved so much. Like the sound, the heaviness, just the bigness of, the fucking overproduction on the album, and that followed through, Turbo, Ram It Down, into Painkiller. I mean, that's a fucking, them 4 albums back to back, man, like, come the fuck on.
Yeah, Painkiller. You know what I mean? I actually didn't know until looking into all this, like doing my research, that I thought Painkiller was an older album, and it come out I was like, dude, just think about it. British Steel come out in 80, and Painkiller come out in 90.
90.
Like, damn, dude, that's cool. That's great.
But
what a way to kick off the damn decade.
Defenders of Fate would be my number 2. Great fucking album.
Painkiller.
Yeah,
I mean the songs on that album, and I'm going to touch on that album a little bit more when we start talking about songs and shit.
Album.
Trey, what's your number 2?
Song. My number 2.
Yeah, buddy.
My number 2 is British Steel. But I had and that's what I'm saying. I was fighting because I had, like I said, I had Defenders of Faith at 3, and was like, shit, maybe I should move it at 2, but because I love A Sad Wings Destiny, and it was just like, honestly, that was what was messing me up when I was trying to get on here. I was like doodling around, boy. I was trying to figure it out. But I mean, it's just like we said. I mean, they got bangers. I don't know. It's hard to explain it. But
I think that's one of the most badass album covers ever.
I think that's like their top album, isn't it? I believe.
British Steel?
Sure. I believe so.
If it's not,
I think it is. I think if you look at it, I think it's
like highest selling. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I think it like we were talking about because
I want to say it's
Living
British
After
Steel,
Midnight. I believe so.
I think it's British Steel,
Defenders of the Faith.
Defenders of Faith, Turbo. I think those are the 3 albums that went platinum.
Yeah, and then I think Screaming for Vengeance comes like right after that.
And then Painkiller.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are like the top 5 selling albums.
I love the sound of Painkiller. I'm kind of like.
Oh, it sounds great.
I hate that. I ain't gonna lie. Like it's not my number 2. Spoiler. It's not my number 1 either. That's an honorable mention, to be honest. But I just to be real with you, the sound of Painkiller is. I love the sound of Painkiller. That album, the guitar sound on that album was fucking phenomenal.
Oh, it reminds me of like Redeemers of the Faith or Redeemers of Souls.
Redeemers of Souls, yeah.
Like you could have put some of the songs on Painkiller on that album, and it would still fit. It would still sound.
Yeah,
good.
We were talking about that the other
sound
day.
Like it should be on that album.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. There. You could take some from
there.
Redeemer of Souls and put it on Painkiller, and it would fit.
What's your number 2, Jimbo?
Which brings me to my number 2. My number 2 is Painkiller.
Hey!
Nice.
Oh, damn. See, that's what's I was that close for getting a dinger. Dinger! The band loves Painkiller.
Yeah, it was actually at my number 1, but then today I moved it to number 2.
Damn, that surprised me, Jimbo. I ain't gonna lie. You're surprised.
Yeah.
To me, that's the best sounding album, I think.
Yes, it sounds great.
Quality wise, guitar wise, I love the sound of those guitars.
That's the first album with old Scotty Boy playing drums.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yep, that was the first one with him on there.
That's right.
And it took him from here to there. You know what I mean?
Let's talk about that in context also. Can't even fucking speak over here. So, in like the Rockarola and Sad Wings of Destiny, if I'm not mistaken, I think even up to Killing Machine was what's his name? Les Binks, I want to say, was the drummer. And then he left, and when they did the album after that, after Killing Machine, I can't remember if Dave Holland came in on Killing Machine. I know Dave Holland was playing with them on fucking British Steel. Dave Holland did like 10 years with him, so I'm gonna say that's probably it. He come in. I believe
it was. 80. Yeah, it was. I believe he was until about 1989.
So they went.
Scott Travis took over
from fucking Binks. He was good. They got Dave Holland in the band, and it was a step
bumped him up a notch. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Then we get to Scotty Boy, and it just was like a whole nother level.
Yep.
I mean, goddamn, watch the guy play, dude. He does Dave Holland fills with one fucking hand, like over there drinking a bottle of water, fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The dude fucking kills it.
I'm disappointed in myself for not putting Painkiller at number 2.
It is first name Travis.
That's why I just said it. I'm like, man, dude, that is the best sounding album, I think.
Isn't his first name Travis?
Guitar-wise and stuff. I'm not
Travis
sure.
Scott, ain't it?
No, Scott Travis.
Scott Travis.
Travis. Yeah, you got Scott Travis. There is a Travis Scott, but you got Scott Travis.
Yeah, Scott Travis. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for
Hell yeah.
I can't even speak right now.
Yeah, Painkiller is also that was the one that it was very controversial because they said it was those teenagers in Nevada at the time after it came out, like tried to commit suicide.
Yeah,
and they happened to listen to Judas Priest.
Like the Better By You, Better Than Me.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they got sued for
what kills me is
subliminal messages in their music.
They didn't even write that fucking song.
Yeah, it was a cover that they.
You know what I mean?
The record company wanted them to do it at like last minute.
But why not fucking sue the people that originally wrote the song in like 1969 or 1970, whenever the fuck song was written? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, it was bullshit anyway. Because I mean, how?
Yeah.
I never understood that whole.
I don't either, dude.
It's the music's like making people kill themselves. Yeah. It just sounds crazy to me.
Yeah, that's bullshit. That's just
people every time money, bro. every time I see somebody says something about this shit, all I think back to is that 70s show where they're playing fucking the Kiss record backwards. Remember Fez's fucking host parents? He's spinning it backwards. He's like, there it is. Devil hear me. Devil live. Fucking Destroyer album, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. What a fucking, those motherfuckers.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's crazy to me, man. I don't understand it.
Oh, yeah.
I believe the judge agreed to. Like, I don't, they said.
Yeah, no, they didn't get sued or nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't.
It was all dropped, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking.
No, but that was also Painkiller. That era was when Halford started riding the motorcycle on the stage. You know? Yeah, I always thought that's always the most badass shit. Yeah. Like, it reminds me of, like, the Undertaker.
Yeah.
For any of our WWE fans. Yeah, he used to come out American Badass with the motorcycle, dude. Right in the ring.
Jeez, him. Stone Cold coming out on the four-wheeler.
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero and car with the low rider. Just all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, but Halford.
But my exact thoughts when I see Halford coming out with the motorcycle. Thoughts, Undertaker.
Yeah. No, I seen Halford actually hurt himself real bad one time because he ran into a drum riser because of some smoke, and it fucked him up pretty good. But he finished the show. But then they took him to the hospital afterwards and everything. But it can be dangerous.
I know.
I
read something.
I think I've seen about it.
And I don't know if it's true or not because I never followed up on it, but it makes sense. And I'll say that. It makes sense. I was reading because you know that movie Rockstar?
Yeah.
Fucking Marky Mark is loosely based on the Judas Priest stuff.
Yeah.
And I read that. See, there's a part in the movie when fucking, I can't remember the guy's name in the movie, but fucking Marky Mark, fucking, you know what I mean? Mark Wahlberg fucking, he's comes up the steps at the back of the stage and he's starting to sing and he's walking down the stairs, which is like the tail of a lizard or some shit. And he slips and he falls and splits his head open and shit. And that, from what I read, that was based on that accident with the motorcycle.
Oh, gotcha.
So that was you know what I mean? But he got up and they started the song over without stopping. You know what I mean? So he could hit.
It's like an allusion to that.
Yeah,
I got you.
And I when I read that, I was like, oh, it makes perfect sense. It really does.
Yeah. It's a good tie-in.
What a great movie.
Yeah. Which brings us to our number one.
Our number one. My number one.
What is your number one, Timmy?
Turbo, bro. Come on now.
Turbo?
Really?
Yeah.
Turbo?
That's always been
Really? Yeah. What was that? Somebody commented, "Are you crazy?" That comment, that post.
That album front to back, man, is just fucking great. Every song on that album.
I
love
it.
It's
a good album.
If that's how you feel.
I just didn't expect it to be your number one.
I
didn't either.
Listening to that album, probably.
I should have known.
Honestly, I listened to probably that album and Point of Entry.
I thought Point of Entry was going to be your number one. I really did.
Those are probably the two I listen to the most. And then if I'm listening to a full album, I probably listen to Turbo, Point of Entry, and Redeemer of Souls the most.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, Turbo, man. I thought that album fucking killed. I thought that was that was Priest to me. You remember when we did the ZZ Top episode and we were I was talking about how you had fucking Eliminator and then you had Afterburner, and Afterburner seemed like it was a bunch of just
leftovers.
The B-sides. See, I feel the same way. I feel the same way about Turbo and then Ram It Down.
That was the
if you listen to Turbo and then go listen to Ram It Down, you're it's like they just left all the B-side shit off of fucking Turbo. If they just split them two albums, they'd have had two platinum albums. Honestly, they just took half of the Turbo album, stuck it on Ram It Down, and it done a lot fucking better.
Man, see, Turbo, I think the reason I never really liked Turbo was because of the song Turbo Lover.
Yeah.
And I just,
I like that song.
I couldn't get into that song, but then,
I just like the guitar.
Researching for this episode, I went back and listened to the whole album again, and I was like, it's a solid album, man. There's some good songs on there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they threw the synthesizer. I don't think it was a synthesizer. It was guitar synths. Is that right?
Something like that.
I don't think they used the full-on synthesizer.
Yeah.
Which is, it could go either way when you bring that in. Same thing with like Van Halen, when they brought in the synthesizers and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But, oh, man, we had a guest star for a second.
Oh, yeah, he did. It was Dalton grabbing his laptop. Guest star.
Like
they were like, I see you come through, like, yeah, he's all bearded out now.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, we had a guest star for a second, Dalton. Oh, Dalton. He'll be on here one of these days. Maybe if we do a rat.
The rat episode, yeah.
Turbo,
we do a rat out episode. We get Dalton on here.
Turbo just, man. But I will say this. I will go on and say this. Like Trey mentioned before, most of the time when I'm listening to Judas Priest, I'm just listening to a bunch of Judas Priest songs that come from a fucking 19 different albums. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I like to listen to.
If I'm on YouTube, I'm usually watching Judas Priest live somewhere. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I will say that because this week I listened to 3 different live shows. And I listened to about 8 different live shows. But 3 of them stuck out to me the most. So if anybody wants to check out Judas Priest in all their glory, I listened to Live in London. I think it was in '98. That's with Ripper Owens. And that is a fucking phenomenal show, man. Phenomenal. Oh, my God. It's amazing. And that, like I said, that's with Ripper Owens, man. And I always thought Ripper held his own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I put him, I use that as the same conundrum as the Van Halen conundrum. Like, I like Jugulator, and I like Demolition. I think was the other album he did with him.
I think it's Demolition.
Something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he didn't really contribute as much as Sammy Hagar did to Van Halen, but what he did contribute and how he carried the Halford stuff on was fucking phenomenal, dude. That guy can fucking sing.
Yes, he can.
You know what I mean?
Think, who's he with now? Iced Earth?
He's with KK Downing's Priest.
Well, yeah, he's with KK's Priest, but isn't it Iced Earth?
I think he's with Iced Earth, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, dude's got pipes. Also, Rising in the East. It was the first, it was like a reunion concert for Priest.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit was done in Japan, I think, dude. And that's a hell of a show. It's like 2 hours and 10 minutes of just fucking awesomeness.
Yeah.
And then if you want to see classic Priest, just YouTube the Fuel for Life Tour 86. That's all the way up to the Turbo album.
Didn't you have that on DVD?
Yes.
The one you had? Yeah. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, that's a great fucking concert, man.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
I think a lot of that stuff, if I'm not mistaken, wound up on the Priest Live album, like with the gold cover, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Or that concert from it's something like that, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's my number. Turbo number 1.
Turbo's number 1. British Steel, Defenders of Faith, and Turbo, bro.
All right. Trey?
Point of
number
entry,
1, buddy.
Mention, you know.
Number 1, coming at you live. Oh, thank you, buddy. Number 1, of course, is Screaming for Vengeance.
I'm shocked.
Say no more. Say no more.
I did know what it was. I was
Okay, I thought you were gonna think like Painkiller or something. No, we're talking about number 1 album, yeah. I was talking about number 1 song. But yeah, every song on that album is, to me personally, it could be a banger. I truly believe that I can throw on any song and I'm not gonna skip it. Like straight up.
Yeah.
Honestly, I went to the gym the other day and listened to the whole Screaming for Vengeance album while I was at the gym.
Wait,
another awesome album cover.
Yeah,
dude,
that's
iconic,
probably one of my favorite.
Iconic, yeah.
Yeah, it's
iconic.
It's an iconic. Like Dalton's over here, when he went like that, he was like, when you said painkiller, he's like, he looked at me, he's like, no, let your guy, dude, let your guy. That's what he's saying. I was like, oh, we'll get to that. Screaming for Vengeance. That's, I mean, and it sounds great. That album sounds great. Like recording wise. Every song to me is a banger on there. And honestly, I had that album. That was like probably my first Priest album I had that like on CD, and then I bought it on record.
Yeah.
I went to a car show the other day. I took my Priest album with me.
Hey, I'll tell you a funny story about the Screaming for Vengeance album. Both of y'all know that when we used to practice in my dad's house, he had that album collection sitting on top of that dresser with the mirror behind it. If you ever went through those albums, obviously I did. I know we listened to some. Anyway, he had 2 Screaming for Vengeance albums, and I never understood why. I asked him one day because he whenever we listened to Judas Priest, that's what he would listen to, like Screaming for Vengeance, and he had Priest Live, and he had a bunch of other Priest albums, but it was basically like Turbo and Back. I don't ever remember seeing Ram It Down in the, But he had 2 Screaming for Vengeance albums. And I was like, why you got 2 of them? And he said, I was, let's see, when did Screaming for Vengeance come out? 82?
Yep.
Yeah, he was like, I was like 17 years old, son. He's like, and every time I buy a fucking kick-ass album, take it to a party, somebody would steal that sumbitch, and I have to go buy another one. He's like, so I bought 2 when I went to the record shop. He's like, I took your grandma's fucking Chrysler Newporter, and me and Jimmy Herron went to the fucking record store in Moorhead. Yeah, Dalton's daddy. He's like, I bought 2 of them motherfuckers. He's like, because I just knew somebody was going to take it or I was going to leave it at a party. He's like, that fucking album went, because you could tell one was like all beat up, the edges were fucked up and shit, and the other one looked good.
Yeah, the other one stays at the house.
He was like, I took it to so many parties we listened to it, we partied on it. He's like, nobody ever fucking took it, son. Like the other one was like still, it had been open, but it still had like the plastic sleeve over it, you know what I mean? And then you had the one that like fucked corners and tore and shit. Yeah,
that was basically new.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna say, because I burnt that son of a bitch out.
Yeah.
Man, he still got he fucking come and got his albums and shit. And I was like, man, why don't you leave me some of your doubles? Dude left me a couple of Skinner albums he had doubles of that I didn't have. Took all my Black Sabbath shit and still didn't leave me a Screaming for Vengeance album.
Get your own Screaming for Vengeance.
I'm telling you.
Records are coming back. They got them at Walmart.
Every fucking Black Sabbath album I had, bro. Took all of them. And he had like 4 of them already. He took them anyway.
They're his Black Sabbath albums, buddy.
Yeah.
Get your shit straight.
Bro, the explanation fucking blew my mind. I was like, you took my fucking Black Sabbath albums. And he was like, son, you packed my albums up for me. I said, yeah, and I know I didn't put them in there. They're gone. I said, you didn't even try to hide it. There's a huge hole in my record collection right there. Where there was Black Sabbath and stuff. I was like, hey, those are my records.
Alphabetical order.
And he goes,
there's no B's.
He goes, son, you'll get them back one day. He's like, you're probably going to live longer than me. He's like, let me enjoy them for now. And I was like, don't you try to hit me with none of that shit like that. He goes, well, I made you. So you're mine. So everything you have is mine. And he goes, so technically, aren't they just mine? And I was just like, you know what?
Stupid.
Fuck.
Logic.
Keep them.
Yeah, I love that. I'm going to use that.
Then he was like, I'll tell you what, son. You can come up here and get them if you want. He lives like 3 hours away. I'm like, no, just fucking take them.
Might as well keep them.
Yeah. You win. Yeah.
I guess. I think I have a police DVD that Jimbo has because he saw it in my collection and he was like, "Oh, I got a CD of that."
Yeah,
just took it.
Dude.
Ain't seen it since. Yeah.
I had
give
a
it back.
Nirvana. I had a Nirvana.
Awesome.
I think he took that in Tombstone.
I had a Nirvana.
I think he took that in Tombstone. I'll never get it back.
I had a Nirvana album that Jimbo wanted. I got it at the flea mall, and I was like, "I'll trade you for Rock and Roll Over." And he was like, "Nah, you can keep it."
Nirvana. I don't have no Nirvana album.
I know, I have it.
Exactly.
He was like, "Man, you should let me get that album, Timmy." And I was like, "I'll trade you for Rock and Roll Over." And you're like, "Nah, I'm good."
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds right.
So I still got it here. I ain't ever listened to it. Like I can honestly, I've yet to listen to it. I can't even remember.
Why would I need Nirvana when I have Kiss?
That's what I'm saying.
Damn it, man.
I think Jimbo just thought I was going to give it to him. Like just, here, buddy. Yeah, you take it. I don't care for Nirvana.
Hey, that happened to me once. I
hit him with the high stakes. Like, I'll trade you for a Kiss album. He's like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I had two Destroyer albums, and I traded a guy. I had two Destroyer albums, and apparently one of the Destroyer albums, they had 3 different copies of them or something like that with Ace's hair. And I had like one of the. I didn't know it because I'm not gonna lie, I don't know all the facts, but
what's wrong with you?
Carter is a huge Kiss fan. You guys know Carter. Yeah, Carter saw that. He saw that in my album collection. I was like, dude, you got like the rarest one. I can't remember whichever one it is with his hair, but it's one of them. The rarest one. I had it, and he was like, dude, what do you want? Dude, how about I'll trade you he traded me like a couple albums, wah-wah pedal, guitar strap, and a guitar for that thing, dude. Swear to God, hands down. And one of the albums was Yngwie Malmsteen, Black Star.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. And somebody broke in my trailer and stole all my records a while back, like 6 years ago. And that was one of the ones that went. And I ain't gonna lie, it's a tear to my eye. So I ain't seen that album since, man.
Lydia was going. We were listening to some records a while back, and I was showing her some of the old country stuff I got. And she was asking me what else I had. So I was going through it, and I got into the case because I was looking for something. And it was like Kiss, 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 Kiss. It was just going. And she's like, how many Alive albums do you have? I said 6. And then I got to Destroyer, and there was like 6 of them. And I just kept going.
Well, I remember the guy at the flea mall being like, yeah, he buys every one he sees.
Like, you got 6? I was like, yeah, it happens.
You ought to hang some up in the studio wall.
Your grandmother, Jimbo, Grandma Linda, she bought her first Kiss album like the year before last. Never bought one for Dad. Always made Harold take him to the shop, or he had to make his own money. And but when the albums got big, it's been like a couple years ago now. Like she was in Walmart with Granddaddy, and they had Love Gun in there. So she bought it. She's like, I didn't even know if you had it. She's like, I don't even know if you have a record player. She's like, but all you do is talk about Kiss. She's like, and I seen that album. And she's like, I've never bought a Kiss album. She's like, so I had to, live a little on the wild side. I bought you a Kiss album.
I'm jealous.
Way to go, Grandma.
Yeah. But she brought it over to the house because she was like, I can't keep it at my house. So I brought it straight to the house, bro.
With that being said, Jimbo, what's your number 1 Judas Priest album?
Back on track.
Yeah, let's get back on it.
Coming off of Screaming for Vengeance, my number 1 is Defenders of the Faith.
Nice.
I knew it.
That is my favorite one.
I knew it. I called that one.
What? It's not Turbo.
I think the only one that shocked me was actually Timmy's. I thought his was going to be Point of Entry.
No, that wound up being my honorable mention. Point of Entry was almost number 2.
One of mine,
I'm telling you.
No, Defenders of the Faith, that kind of, even the album art is kind of a continuation of Screaming for Vengeance. Yeah. It's like a tiger tank.
It's
not like the actual tiger tank, but like a tank that looks like a tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With like horns and shit. It has a name too. I can't remember what it is. It's like there's a quote on the back of the album that it's a super metal sounding quote, but it's like it has the name of it. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
No, it was an awesome album. It has bunch of the songs I love on there.
As much as I love Turbo, I gotta say that is not one of my favorite album covers. It could have been better.
Timmy
are we still on Turbo, Timmy?
No,
yeah,
you was talking about
I was engaged, Jimbo. This man cut you off.
I saw.
He jumped right over you. I was trying not to.
I'm a member.
Yeah. He's like, I can't even get my number one out there because this guy wants to talk about Turbo.
No, he was talking about how it was like the artwork was continuing over from the Screaming for Vengeance artwork. I was just saying that did not carry over onto the Turbo album.
No, it did not.
You know what I mean? That's what I was getting.
I get what you're saying, Jimbo, with that, because I was gonna say Defenders of Faith. All I was gonna say about it was it reminds me of like almost like Japanese, like the dragon type deal.
Yeah. Like
is what it reminds me
artwork.
Of.
The artwork. Yeah.
See, that's what I was thinking too.
You just thinking about Turbo.
Yeah, I believe that was their first live album. I was just thinking that wasn't it? Rise in the East. No. The Beast in the East, or what was it's something like that.
Unleashed in the East.
Unleashed in the East.
Timmy would know. He's more familiar with the live albums.
And it was it was live in Japan.
Bro, I fucking love
it. It makes sense now. It makes sense.
That would make sense if they used Japanese artwork in their
one of them fucking albums. They're one of them bands that I think their albums are just way better than they should be. Like live, like they're just for some reason. I'd rather listen to Priest live than their studio shit any day. And I can't say that with every band.
Right.
That puts out a live album, I'll say. I can't say that with every band. Yeah, I mean, Kiss, I'm kind of like torn on the whole Kiss thing, too. That shit pisses. Well, let's not go down the Kiss road again.
You're the only one going down the Kiss road.
I know. Give me 10 minutes. I'll fucking somehow tie this in that fucking, I'll tie this into fucking, like, goddamn Dallas Cooper or something. You wait.
No, getting back to Defenders of the Faith. One of the highlights for me on that album, the title track, Defenders of the Faith. I love how in the middle it goes into they go into like it sounds like they recorded it live. Like you hear the audience singing it back to them.
Yeah.
I love.
You feel it.
Yeah, it makes you feel it. Like you're there. It's a whole thing. Yeah. Grabs you by the balls, and you're just like, ah. Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I'm not on the screen. I'm trying to fix this Wi-Fi issue to make sure my phone don't fucking turn off.
He's trying to finish writing his top 5.
No,
he just wanted everyone to see the No Simple Man sign in the back.
I thought he was about to bust out a Turbo album. See? Turbo.
Don't tempt him.
No, I got it on the screen over here. It said something about Wi-Fi enabled maybe it's coming back on. I don't know. My phone's still on, so.
Yeah, you're fine.
You remember last time when I was in the garage, I like disappeared. Then I had to come back and join the chat again. It did the same thing. That's why I'm trying to make sure that I don't like disappear here.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, no worries.
In that, we can start our fucking songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Timmy, you start the songs.
Well, you start the songs, so we need you back.
I'm not here. Yeah. I'm
outlaw.
Everywhere, buddy.
He's out of screen. Timmy, the out of screen outlaw.
Out of screen, the outlaw.
All right. Well, if I'm still there,
water going down?
We're still going. What?
What's going on over there, buddy?
It took me a swallow of drink while I was walking.
I heard it, but
yeah.
Yeah.
That root beer is on point.
Gotta stay hydrated.
Number 5, bro. Off the Turbo album. Parental Guidance.
What a shocker. What a shocker.
We're finally off the Turbo.
Parental Guidance. I will say I love the live.
I like that song.
Of Parental Guidance off Judas Priest Live, the gold album that they put out. That was a live version cut from the Fuel for Life tour. And I want to say that was one of the after that tour, it didn't wind up in the set again until like fucking 2014, 2016, something like that. Because I seen a video in 2018 and actually played Parental Guidance. I mean, but I think it's a great song, man. It's ain't nothing too crazy, just good old Judas Priest doing what Judas Priest does.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
I found it surprising a lot of the songs
Judy
from a lot of
Priest.
these albums they never played live.
Yeah.
Or they didn't play them till like 30 years later.
Yeah. Or some of them they only played on the tour supporting the album, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a couple times on the tour.
They got a bunch of
stopped
albums.
Oh, yeah. That's a lot of bands do that, man. You know.
You got so many albums, and you still got to play bangers from your previous albums.
You
know what I mean?
Like
Gotta
now,
put them in there.
a lot of bands do that though.
Stuff.
You know. I will say that surprisingly, if you look at some of the Kiss stuff, like in the '80s, they kind of dropped a lot of their '70s shit. There wasn't a lot of that stuff in the, kind of like Van Halen did. Like when they took off with Sam, there wasn't a lot of the Dave shit that was in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, but like with Priest, they didn't really do that. They, like, even on the Fuel for Life tour, they only played like, I think 3 songs: Turbo Lover, Parental Guidance, and one other song off that album. And then they only played like 2 or 3 songs from Defenders of Faith, and the rest of it was like British Steel and stuff, Screaming for Vengeance. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the stuff that they still play today. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My whole top 5 is Screaming Vengeance.
But yeah, that would be my number 5. What's your number 5, Jimbo?
It's Trey.
It's me, buddy. He walked away from the screen. The whole train of thoughts went out the window.
No, number 5, Trey.
My number 5 is. It was dude. I got so many songs written there. But I'm
Trey got
to go
6 number 5s.
Yeah, I really do. I got 4. I have 4 number 5s, but the one I had to go with was Hellbent for Leather.
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah.
I just love the guitar. I love the guitar work in it.
Yeah. I love the whole intro of that song.
Yeah, it was. I'm not gonna say what it was. I keep everybody guessing. But I had a few of them over there. But yeah, I went with Hellbent for Leather.
It's a good choice.
It is. It's a great. It's a great song. I love the guitar work in that song.
Fucking
yeah.
You know. Jimbo?
Well, that brings it to my number 5.
What is your number 5?
I had 2 number 5s, and I had to choose one. And I went with Rock Hard, Ride Free.
Hell yeah.
Off of Defenders of the Faith.
Yeah.
I love the intro to that song is awesome too. Yeah, I love how it's like almost melodic. It's very melodic.
Yeah. That's probably
sounds pretty soft at the beginning.
Yeah.
Not like acoustic soft, but like, and then it leads into like it jumps straight into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite off that album, honestly.
Yeah. That's some really good songs on that. Yeah, that's my number 5.
Hell yeah.
Timmy, number 4.
Number 4, buddy.
Heads Are Gonna Roll.
Hey.
All right.
Damn.
Or Defenders of the Faith.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That song fucking. That song kicks so much ass, bro.
It does.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. That's one song I find myself playing a lot on the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Is fucking Some Heads Are Gonna Roll, man.
Mm-hmm.
That song just fucking goddamn. That's some more of what Trey said. The guitar work in that song is fucking amazing, man.
I'm actually upset with myself now.
Why? What's your number 4?
Yeah, what's your number 4?
It is not Some Heads Are Gonna Roll, because that song, dude, I swear to God, I wrote it down because I was like, I cannot believe that song. I told y'all when I was writing this, I was like, man, I was like on it with these songs, and it was just hard. And that one slipped my mind until I knew there was one I was missing. I was like, dude.
Out of 19 albums, it's hard to pick 5 songs.
Yeah,
really
that one slipped my mind. Yeah, but I love that fucking song, man. But my number 4, and it's funny because I'm not gonna switch it or anything, but my number 4 is Breaking the Law.
A great song.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Breaking the Law.
Classic Priest.
Yeah, that was like one of the first Priest songs I learned, and it's to me it's such a simple song, but it hits hard, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And like that's one that I would, like Timmy, when me, you, and Tim used to play, you know, when we used to jam, that was one we would play. And it was just killer, dude. It was just so killer. And I love singing and playing
The music
that
video is so ridiculous, too.
Yeah.
They're, you know, riding around doing crime.
Yeah.
Playing fake guitars.
Yeah.
That just cracks me up.
Yeah. I love that.
Cheesy.
I'm sitting here like playing it in my head, but I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, I love that song. There, it's such
metal cheese.
Yeah, it's metal as fuck, man.
Jimbo.
All right, number 4 for me is also on Defenders of the Faith.
Yeah,
and that's Jawbreaker.
Jawbreaker. Yeah, that's a good song.
Jawbreaker.
Yeah, man.
That was the last song I listened to today.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
it was Jawbreaker. Oh yeah. That's a good song. I like Jawbreaker. Like I said, there's not a bad song on Defenders of the Faith.
Yeah. It's a solid album, man. That's why it's my number 1.
Yeah.
That one in Turbo, bro.
All right, top 3. Here we go.
Top 3.
I'm sure it's another
Timmy.
one. Okay, so number 3 for Timmy's Turbo Lover.
No.
Turbo Lover.
That song actually didn't make my list. Although that is Lydia's favorite song, I will say that. Shocker, right?
Yeah. I'm absolutely shocked.
My number 3 song is a song that has already been mentioned, and it is one of it would be top 3. I put that song up against anything in their catalog, and that would be Hellbent for Leather.
Hellbent.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guitar work, boy.
Yeah.
I love that. That's a great fucking song.
Oh, I meant to bring this up when Trey mentioned Hellbent for Leather.
Yeah.
It's off the Killing Machine.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in America, they thought that was too. The name of the album was too extreme or something, so they changed the American version to Hellbent for Leather.
Yeah. I was going to
say that's the name of the album in America. Everywhere else, it's the Killing Machine.
My Killing Machine album doesn't have Hellbent for Leather on it.
Really?
Yeah, I showed that to Dad. I don't know why. It's not on there.
I better keep it and lock it up.
Man.
I have no idea why it's not on there.
Man, we'll have to look that one up.
And they'll be trying to
buy your Killer Machine and your Dirty Socks right
I'm
there.
wondering if it had something to do with no, I mean, like, it's on the album itself. Like, if you play the album, it says Hellbent for Leather on the album and it plays. But if you look at the back where the songs are, it's not on there. It doesn't say Hellbent for Leather as a song. Hey, look at that. Got the thumbs up. See, even fucking StreamYard knows.
Hey.
I don't know. I got
weird, buddy.
Dude, I got some weird albums. Dad's got the Wrong Hotel California album, you know what I mean? And he's got a Jimi Hendrix album that's never been played because it won't fit on turntable. There's no hole in the fucking record that was punched. So it won't go down turntable to fucking play.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Got some weird shit going on in my album collection, man.
That's interesting.
Is it worth money? Who knows?
Dude,
but the sentimental value and the story of it goes way further.
But yeah, I also have the Hellbent for Leather album, Jimbo. Like from America. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I will say I got
cool.
the Killing Machine album. Yep. That was part of the albums that Seth gave me from Bill's.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Bill was a huge Judas Priest nut, so.
Now, that was actually also the album where they started wearing the leather.
Yeah.
And like studs and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was when they jumped into wearing that as their stage outfits.
Oh, yeah.
And they borrowed it from the punk scene.
With metal gods on it, too.
That's when punk started growing. Metal Gods? No, it wasn't on that album.
Wasn't on Killing Machine?
No, I think that was. Is it Sad Wings of Destiny?
It might be.
Or no, maybe Stained Class.
It might be on.
It might be Stained Class.
One of those, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great song too. That's in my honorable mentions.
Yeah, yeah.
It is now.
But anyway, Hellbent for Leather. That's my number 3.
Nah, good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah. Trey.
Trey.
Are you ready for my number?
Oh, we ready?
Turbo Love.
I know. Painkiller.
The Painkiller.
Fuck
the Painkiller with that solo.
The most metal of all solos.
Yes. Which I actually figured out is not the hardest thing to play. I think it was wicked hard. But to do it right, I guess it can be. But once you get it down, it's like, oh, dude.
Everything's so hard until you learn it.
It wasn't. That's right. It wasn't so hard. No, you asked me to go pick up the guitar and play it right now. I'll play a little bit of it. Take me a second to get my wheels grinding on. You know what I mean? But yeah, Painkiller, because that song just hits hard, dude.
That's one of the most metal songs ever
of all time.
Yeah.
Just, from the get-go, like we were talking about with the drums and that being his first, that was his first album with them.
Yeah.
And it just, obviously, like, it starts off with him, you know.
It's
killer, man. That's all I was thinking about that. I was like, it's
that's
killer,
the album opener. Like,
that's what I'm talking about. It starts off with him.
Like,
it's just killer.
It just punches you in the mouth immediately.
Yes, dude. If you want me to get pumped up, throw on Painkiller, and I'm gonna start moving, man. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, everybody's gonna start screaming Painkiller.
Yeah. Not only is that like one of the most metal songs ever, I had to bring this up because I just thought it was fucking amazing. Richie Faulkner, which is the when KK Downing retired, he came in to be the replacement. And during a show, they were playing Painkiller, and he had an aortic aneurysm mid solo.
I remember when that happened. We talked about it.
Yeah. He actually played the whole song, whole solo, didn't miss a beat, and then they rushed him off stage to take him to the hospital. And for those who don't know, an aortic aneurysm, it's like statistically only 1 in 5 people survive that.
Yeah.
And luckily the hospital was like a couple minutes from the venue. Yeah. And they said if he had been like 5 minutes later, he would have died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if he had played one more song, like
he'd have died.
that would have been it for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he actually survived that and is alive today, still fucking playing.
Yeah.
So that is the most metal fucking shit I have ever heard.
That's rock and roll, baby.
I remember when it happened because we talked about
holy shit.
That's metal. It's just like rock and roll's here.
Yeah.
Metal.
And if you watch the video of him, you can tell like something's wrong with him. Like you can see it in his face, like something's like he's not missing anything, but you see in his face, it's just, like it's just something's wrong.
Yeah, I remember when it happened because you called me and was like, dude, like when you found out about it, and we're like, what? Like sharing the video.
Yeah.
Like, holy
shit. Is that not the most metal shit you've ever heard?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. We're like, and then on Painkiller too. I was like, God.
Yeah, and it was on Painkiller. Yep.
That guy's not from this world, man.
Yeah, man.
What's more metal, Painkiller or Walk?
Painkiller.
Yeah.
It's the right.
I love Pantera, man, and don't even throw a doozy like that in. If Dime was here, he would say this exact same thing with his fucking British metal necklace. Got the fucking
with the
He's always got the razor blade necklace. Yeah, dude, that was why he wore that was for the British metal.
Steel.
British Steel, I keep saying British metal. Yeah, British Steel.
Jimbo?
That was like he was a big Judas Priest fan.
What's your number 3, buddy?
Yes,
man,
sir.
My number 3. This is definitely
Defenders of the Faith again.
Like there is no. No, it's not Defenders of the Faith. It's honestly, there's no way I could ever take this song out of my top 3. That's how much I love it so much. And it's the first song on Angel of Retribution. It's Judas Rising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because I love, that one. I love how, like, it doesn't actually, they don't just come in, like, it fades in.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, they're playing the whole thing the whole time, and all you hear is the drums. You know?
Oh, yeah.
And then it comes in with that, that quintessential Rob Halford scream.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, my God, it gets me fucking pumped.
Actually,
I love that song.
I can listen to that
song, bro.
A little bit. I'm going to have to listen to that again.
That's like the one that reminds me of Wild Bill. For people that don't know who we're talking about, he was like basically one of the patriarchs of Blotter.
Yeah.
Like we'll have to do like a tribute to him sometime when we just trade some stories back and forth, because he's quite the character.
Oh yeah.
He's just so many stories. Great guy. We miss him to death, man. But he loved Judas
Priest. Yeah, I would say
he loved Priest. Loved
Yeah.
Priest. And that he never actually showed me that song, but me hearing that song, like, I just can't help but think about him.
Oh yeah.
So that might have something to do with it. But dude, yeah, Judas Rising, man. Another killer metal song, man.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Number 3.
That's the number. On to number 2.
Pass it on to Timmy. Number 2.
The Outlaw. Please speak it.
This song does come off Turbo.
I was about to say Turbo again.
2 songs from Turbo in the list.
Between you and Turbo and Jimbo and fucking
Defenders of the Faith. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Well, Trey, if you think about it, our albums are just one after another. Yours was Screaming for Vengeance, Defenders of the Faith, and Turbo. I mean,
Hey, you know what's
just saying.
Hey, you're right. That's the best era of it.
Yeah. But, dude, 3 killer albums back to back. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But my number 2 is a song called Private Property.
Yeah.
I love that song, man.
Yeah, it's a good song.
That's on Turbo?
Yeah, it's on Turbo. Yeah.
Okay.
I was about to say, I just listened to that the other day, and it actually passed my mind. It slipped my mind that's on Turbo.
It was a struggle between that and You Don't Have to Be Old to Be Wise.
Yeah.
Those were they were kind of I didn't say that. Between Hellbent for Leather, my other number 3 that I was fighting with between that was it was either going to be Hellbent for Leather or Desert Plains. I meant to say that. I totally forgot to say that. But Hellbent for Leather won. Same thing with Private Property. It could have went either way.
I got one for you.
But I love Private Property, man. That song is
yeah.
As you can tell, like these are my top favorites. Like I'm not taking nothing away from like Breaking the Law, Living After Midnight. You Got Another Thing Coming. Those, all those
great
staples.
Great songs.
Love them all. But if you was like Timmy,
these are the only ones
you got 5 songs of Judas Priest you want to hear, and
when you're laying in that gutter.
You know what I mean? These would be the 5.
You're laying in the gutter, and you can only listen to 2 Judas Priest. What are them Judas Priest songs?
Private Property would be that's my number 2.
Nice.
That's a great song.
Hell yeah, it is. You ready?
We're ready for it, Trey. Number 2.
Number 2,
Painkiller again,
baby.
Sequel.
Painkiller again. No, it's not. Oh, Panic Attack. No, I'm kidding.
I like Panic Attack.
That's not my number 2, but I think that's the Painkiller sequel. My number 2 is Hellion / Electric Eye.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's a good one too.
Number 2, baby. That's my number 2. That's a hard. I mean, when you're a kid and you hear that, you're just like, when the guitar starts fade, them pinch harmonics start fading out of Hellion into Electric Eye.
I think that was actually the first Priest song I heard.
That's on me too. I believe that's probably it too. I mean, I can't say it, but like when I actually like focused on Priest, that was the first song. That's like, of course, that's the bum, 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 you know what I mean? You gotta learn it, and it's just like, that's what we're talking about. Painkiller. Dalton's up here. Electric Eye, man. Electric Eye is like Electric Eye. You gotta say Electric Eye. I'm like, it's coming. It's coming. It's my number two.
Yeah.
That song is a hard hitter all the way around. I don't care what anybody says. Like that's probably like if I was laying in that gutter, I'm listening to some Electric Eye. Going out with a bang. You know what I mean? That's my number two. Jimbo?
Yeah.
What's your number two, my guy?
My number two is Halls of Valhalla.
Redeemer of Souls, yeah.
Redeemer of Souls, yep. Now, this is one of those songs where I think you could take that song and put it on Painkiller and it would be flawless. Like it would fit. But since I was in I think 6th grade, everyone I have to tell you a little story to give you some context. Redeemer of Souls, there's a lot of like Norse mythology in the album.
Yeah.
And of course Valhalla is that's where warriors go when they die in battle. In the Norse legends, that's where warriors go to fight it during the Ragnarok, which is like the end of the world.
Yeah.
In 6th grade, everyone was doing reports on World War II, and everyone had to. You could only pick like certain things about it. No one could write about the same thing. So I was like sick that day, and I didn't get a pick. So when I came back the next day, the only thing that was left was Norse mythology. For some reason, that has to deal with World War II. I have no idea why. So,
but it was one of the greatest things that happened to you.
Oh hell yeah! Like I learned all kinds of shit, but like you get like the Marvel movies with Thor and shit. Like, that shit.
Thor's my favorite.
No, there's a reason I think that shit is so fucking lame. Yeah, and it's because of the Marvel version. Yeah, like fuck that.
Secretly,
oh, they gotta make it kid friendly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the real Norse legends, man. Thor is so much more badass. Like it's like everything. Like you have to think it's a culture based on warfare.
Yeah,
and like strength and honor and shit. Like oh my god. So when I heard Halls of Valhalla, and it even starts. I think the first lyric is like something on the North Sea, the wind and the rain, like. Like the North Sea is notorious for like really like terrible weather, storms. You're in a fucking little rowboat basically, like going to pillage and plunder shit.
Yeah.
And your goal is to die in battle. Like that's something like resonates with you with that. It just makes you feel alive. I mean,
I'd like to live through battle, but yeah. Oh yeah.
No, I'm just saying. I've always loved that.
It's dying. Yeah, it's dying with honor. Kind of thing.
Yeah. And well, that's the reason I love that song so much is because it alludes to all like the Norse myths and stuff.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Imagine just.
And I've loved that shit for so long. And I mean, that album came out 2014 or something like that.
Yeah, 2014. Yeah.
So you think like. Like 15 years before that, I had already known about a bunch of that shit. So like when I hear like people play something like that,
you could relate to it.
Oh, and then you can't like the Rob Halford, how he does that one part when he's like he goes real low,
and then he goes
then builds up into like the fucking like shit. For anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, you got to hear that. You will be like, you will be blown away by that.
That's why he's the metal
the
god,
vocal
bro.
talent. He is the metal god, dude.
Hell yeah.
I'm very disappointed in myself for not putting Rob Halford on my top singers. Like I can't.
He was on mine.
Can't believe it.
He was on mine.
I can't believe I didn't put him on there. I'm a piece of shit, man.
Get out of here, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
We won't revoke your metal card, but you are
no. Yes. At least 6 months. Timmy, what is your number one?
We need 10 Hale Halfords and
I need 10 Alfred screams right now.
And you're gonna have to punish yourself by listening to ABBA's first album for a week.
Oh no. Not ABBA.
Yeah, but it'll be better. It'll get better, buddy. You know what I mean?
I'll recover.
You can only listen to Turbo Lover.
Yeah, just the song on repeat.
On repeat all day.
One whole day.
Bro.
All right, Timmy, what's your number one?
My number one song is
Turbo.
Number one, bro. No, it's not. No. Actually, on Turbo Lover is my least favorite song on that whole album.
Yeah,
which makes sense because it's my wife's favorite song, and everything she likes, I despise. So,
What's your number uno, number one? I don't need personal stuff. We need number one on this channel.
I'm just saying the feeling's mutual.
What's your number
it seems
one,
to go both
buddy?
ways,
Yes.
Well, my number one is the first song off of Point of Entry. And probably the song I play the most on guitar, probably the song I've bugged Trey the most about whenever
it was going to be my number 5, Timmy.
Practice
I just want you
and
to know,
shit.
and I dished it.
And it's just a killer song, and that would be Head Out to the Highway.
Yep. I could show you.
Great road song.
Yeah, I could show you on
I love that song. You know what I mean?
On my list, that was my original number 5. That was the first song I wrote down, actually.
If I just had to, if you were just like, Timmy, I'm going to play some Priest, what you want to hear, that's probably going to be the first song that comes out of my mouth.
Hell yeah.
But Head Out to the Highway, we'll just go from there. Fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I knew what your number. When we were at number 3 with Hellbent for Leather, I knew immediately what your number 1 was.
Because it wasn't Hellbent for Leather?
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's the other. I was like, oh, it's my number 5. That was literally what I had written down for number 5.
What you mean Hellbent for Leather could have been number 2 had I not listened to Private Property and then Jawbreaker. Honestly, but no, yeah, man, Heading Out to the Highway, bro. That's my fucking jam.
And that's why I was like, I'm surprised Point of Entry wasn't your number 1 because of that song.
A lot of Judas Priest songs, like some of the hittier songs, are based around the A chord.
Yeah, I was about to say that riffage, man.
Or they're based in like E and F sharp. And if a lot of people haven't drawn that conclusion, if you go through the Blotter catalog, a lot of our shit that's riffed is in A or
I was about to say
E and F sharp.
I'm one of them. I like A and I like E.
Hey man, you can't go wrong with a good old fucking A chord, okay?
I'm telling you. And when you hit the A chord, you just want to go bam.
Yeah.
Bam, 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 bam. I know exactly what you're saying, man. It's a riffage, man. Riffage. It's like flipping through the dictionary of riffs. So
think about all the good songs that start with A. Fucking Heading Out to the Highway, Cat Scratch Fever, Licking Up, fucking.
We could do this for days.
God damn. I'm going. Trey, what's your number 1? I'm fucking.
There we go. That's what I'm saying. He's gonna go off. We're trying to keep this. Stay focused, my boy.
Technically, if you play a lot of Motley Crue, even though it was down tuned, it's still in the A chord pattern because they were in D standard. So fucking just throwing that out there too. That open A riffage is just speaks to the soul. Goddamn it. Anyway, Trey, number 1.
My number 1 that you said you was gonna guess that you were definitely wrong about is "Prisoner of Your Eyes."
Oh, I was talking about the album, but I was wrong about that one too.
Yep.
I really thought your number 1 was going to be "Screaming for Vengeance."
No, I love that song. Like
to be
I
honest
said,
with you.
But what's weird is like my CD I had growing up had "Prisoner of Your Eyes" on "Screaming for Vengeance," but when I go on YouTube to listen to it, depending on what I click on, it is not on there.
Some people leave it off. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't understand. That shit pisses me off.
I think people do that.
I was listening to it earlier. I was listening to it earlier, and I was just like, "Where the hell is Prisoner?" Yeah, that's my favorite song on it. That's my favorite Priest song. I would say, I mean, some of these can switch around. It depends on how I'm feeling. But man, that song, man, I just love that song. Like his voice, Rob's voice, and everything, and that is just like, it's just fucking love it, man.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And the lyrics to it, man. It's got some meaning. It's got some feeling.
I mean, that guy's got a voice, man.
And yeah, exactly. You know? And the way he carries it in that song, it just, hey, it's right here, but
I mean, that guy's
Over Your Eyes is like one. Voice, it's not like one of their, like, you know, it's not Painkiller, but I love that song. That song is fucking great. That's honestly, like I was saying, I had that CD when I was younger, and listening to it, that was one of the ones like, oh, I'm gonna listen to that again, like immediately.
Yeah, you gotta hear it again.
And that's one of the, like, the weirdest songs. Like I can say, like, I've listened to that son of a bitch probably like 7 times in a row, like no lie, like just singing it, listening to it, because I'm just like, oh, I love that song, man. It's a banger to me. Hidden banger. It's a hidden banger.
Hidden banger.
Hidden banger.
Which brings us to Jimbo's banger. What's your number one, buddy?
Yes. My number one, man, is actually a song they never played live. It's off the Painkiller album, but they never played it live until August of 2021.
Wow.
So they didn't play it live for 31 years. Not one time.
I'm trying to think of what song it is now. I'm sitting here going through Painkiller in my head.
I think I know.
My number one is One Shot at Glory.
That's not the song I was thinking of, but that's a great song.
Not the song I was thinking of either.
That song, oh my God. Remember when I said you could put Halls of Valhalla on Painkiller and it would fit?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You could take One Shot at Glory and put it on Redeemer of Souls and it would fit. Like vice versa. It goes both ways. Oh my God. Dude, that song, it's right there with Judas Rising, man. It gets me hyped. And I think it would go along with the whole, like the Norse mythology thing, One Shot at Glory. Like that was the whole, like, part of the culture. Was your goal is to die in battle for glory, to be sung about by the bards. Like that was how your legend carried on. You wanted people to sing about you, and so they would know your story
about us.
Yeah. So One Shot at Glory. That's what you're going for. That's what you want. That's how you want to go.
It's like, it almost reminds me, and I know this is totally off subject. I hate to be that guy that gets us off subject, but what was it in like the movie Troy with Achilles? And that's not.
That's why I know I'll remember your name.
Yep. That's why I know I'll remember your name. They'll sing songs about us for 1,000 years, and he's like, in 1,000 years, the dust from our bones will be blowing through the wind. I just love that. I'm like, hey.
But they'll still remember your name. Yep.
Yeah, but they'll still remember your name. They'll sing songs about us.
Yeah, I mean the lyrics, man. Destiny calls me.
A lot of,
One Shot at Glory.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but it really surprised me that they never played that song live. Like I find that as like one of the best songs on the album. And I know Painkiller, Painkiller is just amazing. But
if you watch any of their live stuff now, dude, I mean they're still kicking ass. Like I was watching live videos yesterday from 2023 and this year.
Yeah.
And them guys are still fucking banging it out, bro.
Oh yeah, dude! Like a couple days ago, me and Dalton were watching videos of Rob Halford. Fucking.
There's another song, and I can't, dude. I am fucking blanking on the name. But you were talking about get hyped songs. There's a song that Judas Priest does, and if I hadn't tried to think of it, I could have told you the name of it.
Yeah, you'll think about it later.
Is it March of the Damned? Is it not March of the Damned?
His face is getting red. He's trying to think. Damn, I know exactly. I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name either.
Yeah. I can't think of it.
I was thinking of a song off of Painkiller, and I cannot think of the name of it. saved my life.
But if I had some honorable mentions, March of the Damned is in my honorable mentions. It almost made the top 5. It'd be Desert Plains, March of the Damned, Out in the Cold, Delivering the Goods.
Delivering the Goods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Those would be my honorable mentions. And Metal Gods, man. I don't know why I didn't put Metal Gods on my list, but because I listen to that song a lot. I love that song, man. And the like clinking, you know what I mean? At the end was like them in the studio with a bunch of crates with glass bottles that were smacking on the floor to make it sound like people walking in unison.
Oh, right.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it always amazes me the way people like get the if you ever listen to like sound effects for video games or like movies and stuff.
Yeah,
the people that actually look for the things to make the sound out of that.
Yeah.
It's really really cool, really ingenious the things they do to make certain sounds.
Yeah.
Example would be when Dio was doing Holy Diver. There's a song called Invisible.
He brought Dio back up.
I got to because this goes along with what Timmy's talking about.
Yeah.
The song Invisible. They were like, what is a sound that would make you think of the word invisible? What is it? What is an invisible sound? And they were like, air. Someone thought the word air. Like it's invisible, but it makes sound. So they used they had like an old tire in the back of someone's truck. So they pulled it out and would slowly let the air out. And they recorded that. And if you listen to that song, that's what that sound you hear is actually a fucking tire out of someone's fucking truck.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
And that was the invisible sound that they put on the record.
Well, Van Halen Running with the Devil, that was like a microphone in a circle of car horn. They set all the horns off.
Yeah,
recorded and then just slowed it down.
Slowed it down. It was like slowed it down or like played it backwards slow or something like that is what I was watching a thing on. Just like Aerosmith. What is it? The damn.
Talking about the sugar packet?
The sugar packet.
Yeah.
That's a little packet of sugar.
Sweet Emotions.
Sweet Emotion,
it's not like a maraca or nothing. That was some sugar
packet. No, it's a little sugar. It's a sugar packet.
Really?
He's doing this.
Yeah.
While he's singing, that's what he was, or when he started and everything. That's what you're hearing.
Also,
fucking
did you know
sugar packet. That's fucking wild.
Sugar packet.
When you hear that,
doing
the spinning thing.
That's
the reason it didn't keep going is because it fucking broke. Steven Tyler was talking. I think he was telling Joe Rogan about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he smacked it. And like the same thing Ozzy uses in fucking Crazy Train.
Yeah.
Like you'll hear it at the beginning of Sweet Emotion. But when it started spinning, you'll hear it abruptly stop.
Yeah, it's like 2 or on the third time it breaks.
But they were like, he was like, just leave it in there.
Yeah, you hear it snap and it breaks. And he said, just leave it in there. And he's got, but he come up, he's like, I need something else. We don't have maracas. Okay. He grabs sugar packets because they were drinking coffee. And you could hear, he's like, you turn the mic way up. Yeah, turn the mic way up. That's that sound. It's sugar. It's sugar and a little sugar packet.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Just like Star Wars. Did you know? And y'all one day y'all might think of this and go, "Ooh, I'm gonna do that." Star Wars, when they're shooting the guns, that pew pew noise.
It's
that's actually
cable, right?
It's cable for big electric wires. The cables that hold them down. They're literally
just
taking
hit it with a wrench or something.
Yep, a wrench. They took a wrench. And when you hit it, it makes that choo noise like you use in Star Wars. I mean, genius.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like someone figured out that sound effect and they recorded it as such.
Yeah.
And now they still use it. Star Wars came out in 1977 and they're still putting them out today. So that's
right.
50 years of fucking out that one little sound.
Yeah, it's like I can't remember his name. You can look it up. There's a guy with Disney that actually he did a lot of sounds with his mouth, but he actually used like cups or coconuts for I can't remember his name. That's what I'm saying. I've seen a thing on it though, randomly come across it. I was like, oh, this is interesting. He did like train noises with his mouth. Little hiccups and stuff. It was just cool as shit. But he would do he talked about horse hoofs, the sounds of them. You don't just go bop, 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 bop. He's like, it has to be like 1, 1, 2, 1. So bump, 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 bump. He's like, when you listen to a horse run, that's the way it sounds, the way they're trotting and stuff. To me, that was one of the coolest things ever. I was just like, and he did it like like it was like coconuts or cups. The way he did it, and it sounded just like, horse.
If you listen,
to
Sexual Affair off the Wet Wild Nasty album, you'll hear it like when it starts off.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I was recording. What I would do at that time was, I think Trey was there, but
I don't know.
I was just going to listen to the song,
and
then I was just going to hit record. I had everything triggered. I was just going to hit record when my vocals was going to come up, because I noticed at the beginning of the song I was making noise and shit. Well, anyway, I was testing everything out. And instead of just hitting the space bar, letting it play through, and then hitting R to record when it came up my time, I just hit R and it started. Well, when it fucking started, that was the sound of me opening a fucking tall boy.
Yeah.
Like, I was standing by the mouth. And when I listened back to it, I heard it, and I was like, I mean, do I keep it in? And I played it for Trey, and Trey was like, yeah, fucking keep it in there.
Oh, yeah. You gotta keep stuff like that, and that's
cool little sound effect.
Yeah.
But that was just all by accident, though. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Also, did you know that they got their name from a Bob Dylan song?
Yes. I was actually about to bring that up.
How about that shit?
It was a song called The Ballad of Frankie Lee and Judas Priest.
Yeah.
That's where the name came from.
Damn. I did not know that.
Yeah, man.
I was over here ready to spit out some honorable mentions, but I mean, everybody knows. Honestly, the Ripper would probably be like, I love that song.
That's a good
any song that I did not mention, like other than Hellion and Prisoner of Your Eye. Oh, Electric Eye.
Roll. That you didn't mention.
Heads are gonna roll. Damn. Hellbent, I put Hellbent for later. So you're like heading out to the highway, living after midnight, terrible lover. I mean, there's so many more. But any song off of Screaming for Vengeance, just I mean, to me and the song, I cannot think of the name of it. I'll think of it later, which is gonna aggravate me as soon as I get off the phone. But it's a song off of Painkiller that I was just like, oh, dude, I love this song. Cannot think of the name of it.
Probably the same song I was thinking about.
Probably. It's a banger, though. It's definitely a hard hitter.
Yeah.
The guitar sounds great in it.
I'll tell you another song that's great. Necromancer, dude.
Yeah. That's Firepower.
Yeah.
That was one of my honorable mentions, is Firepower. I was really surprised how good that album was.
That album's killer.
Yeah, I like that a lot more than Redeemer of Souls.
I tell you what, have you listened? I like that Panic Attack on that new album they come out with.
Invincible Shield,
man. That's, to me, it has a Painkiller sound. Did you listen to it? We're telling Jimbo, everybody out there, we're like, Jimbo, you have to listen to this album.
I find what's amazing about Judas Priest is that every decade they still retained like who they were as a band or are as a band, but they still come up with like some of the best fucking songs, man. God.
Yeah. Like, I think that album's incredible. I really do.
Yeah.
Like, I would almost argue their newer stuff sounds better than their old stuff. Not like, I mean, like production wise, and
No, I get
it got better with time, but like, just the songwriting and just my God, it's so badass.
Yeah, they did great with in my opinion, songwriting and the riffage, man. The riffs are there.
Yeah. Think about this.
Sounds like Painkiller to me. It has a Painkiller sound.
We were talking like,
especially Panic Attack.
If you want to do the less like, you go Screaming for we'll go Killing Machine, British Steel, Stained Class. Yeah, I mean, and then you go like fucking, Point of Entry, Screaming for Vengeance, Defenders of the Faith, fucking Turbo, Ram It Down. Painkiller, right? You group all them into one. Got way better than Back Here right before British Steel. I'm just saying, like, nothing against those songs, just some killer shit on those albums. Then he leaves, and then he comes back, and you get Angel of Retribution, you get Nostradamus, Redeemer of Souls, Firepower, Invincible Shield. I mean, god damn.
Yeah, like it just sounds so good.
Fuck yeah, man.
I'm becoming a bigger fan of Richie Faulkner. I believe he made quite a few contributions to the writing of those albums.
Yeah. Now, if we could get Richie, KK, and Glenn just to all sit in the room and let the three of them come up with something.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
God, no, dude.
Is it gonna happen? No.
Melt
but
your fucking
is it cool?
mind.
And I don't know if for anyone that doesn't know, Glenn Tipton suffers from Parkinson's, so he actually doesn't tour with Priest anymore. Like he'll make appearances and play certain songs.
He was still playing with them.
He can't play like the super technical stuff like he used to. So what's his name? Andy Sneap.
Yeah,
is the guitar player that they tour with. So it's him and Richie Faulkner that actually play guitar nowadays.
Damn.
Or touring anyway. Richie records on the albums, but Glenn Tipton does like the recording too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would like to see KK come do some stuff with Priest eventually. Again, that would be cool.
I mean, he played with them.
I was pretty bummed about that.
It's probably differences in the band because now he's out there touring and shit, man. But I mean, he did.
Yeah, now he's doing his own thing.
He did come and play with them at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I did see that.
So to me, that they're not on bad terms.
Yeah, I thought they were, but
now without him, did you know Ian Hill, the bass player, is the longest tenured member?
I can believe that.
Without KK there. It was him and KK that have been on every single album, and now it's just Ian Hill that's been on every album.
Yeah, I believe that.
That's a long career, man. That's over 50 years in the same band. I mean, I know there's ones out like Rolling Stones. You got like Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, and shit. But
they're gonna live forever.
50 years in a band, like that's like ZZ Top level.
Paul and Gene, bro.
Paul and Gene.
Yeah.
Aerosmith's getting ready to do the Peace Out tour, bro. Of course,
it seems to me like that is incredibly. I don't think people give them enough credit for actually being able to stay in a band for that long. Like that is actually very impressive.
To be in a relationship and to be able to keep it going.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And to continuously put out this good of content, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're still writing songs that are this good for 50 years.
I mean, you still got people that are going to talk shit about it, bro. I look at the comments every day. I mean, they do that, but they do that with all the bands, bro.
It doesn't matter what band it is. It's always people talking
haters.
shit. It's easier to hate something than it's either to point flaws out than it is to really
appreciate something.
Appreciate what's good.
Yeah.
To understand. I was
for sure.
This is way outside. I was listening to some Tupac earlier, and he said something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like almost to a T. Easier to hate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Than to understand.
Or try.
They hate us because they ain't us. You know what I mean?
That's
they
right.
hate it because they ain't it. They're jealous or something. You know, there's always reasons behind it, but you can't let that get to you. You can't let, you know what I mean? And that's not anywhere we're going with this. I'm sorry, but I'm just like, there's always going to be haters, man. There's always.
This is why I hate things like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and like Rolling Stone and shit like that critiques music.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like they say, case in point, Nostradamus, the album Nostradamus, is critically panned. but it's one of my favorite fucking Priest albums.
It's a great album.
Yeah. Like I don't like it goes with movies. It can go with movies too. Like you know,
I did the same thing.
Hated
with fucking
by experts. But like me, experts? I'm like I fucking like it. So why? Who the fuck cares?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know,
if I like it, somebody else likes it. The writer and director liked it. You know what I mean?
Like, dude, obviously the artist liked it enough to fucking put it out. Yeah. You know,
I got into a thing the other day about some fucking Kiss shit on that same shit, man. Fucking people were like, I was just reading comments, and one of them was like a critic, like an actual paid critic, and they were talking about
what a useless fucking job.
Yeah, they were talking about some like the box sets and stuff that'll be coming, and then the guy was like, "Well, they haven't put out a good album since Psycho Circus," and anybody that knows me knows how big of a Kiss fan I am, and I just laughed at it because I was like, to me, when they put out Sonic Boom and Monster, I would rather listen to them two albums. I do over Psycho Circus any day. I thought Psycho Circus was one of the weakest album Kiss ever fucking attempted to make. You know what I mean? Name one song that other than Psycho Circus.
Into the Void.
The Ace Frehley song. That's it.
The Ace Frehley song. Hey, I couldn't.
The only song on the album that had all four of them play on it. You know what I mean?
I was actually listening to Peter Criss talk about that earlier today.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Paul and Gene didn't want him to play drums, and Ace was like, "Nah."
Yeah, that's what AC said. If we're not all four playing on this, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
that was like a thing.
I love him for that, man.
I got my complaints about Ace, but
we'll keep that for another time.
I can agree with him on that.
Yeah, sure. That's what I'm saying too. Oh yeah.
Like even Peter was like, dude, when they recorded that song, he was like, man, that's like, it felt like the old days. Like this is This was the band.
Yeah. If you listen to that song, listen to that song first, and then go back and listen to it through, you can tell that was the four of them, and the rest of it wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, same shit though. You know what I mean? Like, dude was just. Yeah. I'm like, you're just some paid asshole talking shit. You know what I mean? I was like, I bet you didn't like the Revenge album either. You know, shit like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's,
well, looping back to Judas Priest.
But yeah, Judas Priest, man, I don't know. Their new shit's just like, to me, it's fucking amazing. You know?
Oh yeah, it's hitting hard.
Now, what's crazy to me is in the U.S., Redeemer of Souls was actually their first top 10 album.
I can believe it.
Redeemer of Souls, and then Nostradamus was like number 11. It peaked at like number 11. Oh, in the U.S., I believe it was like.
Yeah, that's wow.
Like everything's been like top 10 in like the UK and stuff, but.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
I found that surprising.
Dude, Redeemer of Souls,
that's one of the last going back to what I'm talking about, like the critical acclaim, despite Priest not having the critical acclaim. Yeah. Like they still have like a huge fan base, a loyal fan base. You know, one of the biggest in the world. They've sold 50 million albums.
And we're hoping that the Priest and Maiden tour is going to happen.
Oh my God!
If that happens, if I see that, I'll go to it.
I'm
reading about it.
Timmy, I'm glad you brought up Maiden because continuing my speech about Nostradamus. That was, I think that's one of the reasons why I like that album so much, is because it reminds me more of a Maiden album. Like it's definitely still Priest.
Yeah.
But like the melodies in it and like some of the lyrics, it reminds me more of like Maiden-esque.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Material. And I think that's what really like gelled with me on that album.
Did y'all listen to did either one of y'all listen to the Ripper Owen albums?
I listened to like part of Demolition, I believe.
Yeah, that's the one I listened. I listened to part of. I think Jugulator was his first one.
Yeah, he did too.
Yeah, he did Jugulator and then Demolition. Jugulator's not bad. I thought Demolition was probably the better album.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's not the same band, but
both
that dude that dude can sing.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Like I mean, he had a small part in the Priest world. I don't want to like feel like we didn't want to like talk about him at all. Yeah, I mean, but that dude can fucking sing, man. That's why one of my favorite live concerts to watch. If you go on YouTube, watch Live in London, 1998. That's with Ripper Owens, and it's fucking amazing. Like it's scary how when he sings them high notes, bro, he sounds pretty goddamn convincing. Like he sounds like fucking.
Oh no, yeah, he sounds like Rob Halford. Yeah,
it's fucking wild, man.
He hits all those notes.
Yeah,
all those high notes.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this. I thought when
you do now
when Halford left, I thought it was just because they were like fighting and like creative differences and all that. But that was when Painkiller came out. He actually started the band Fight.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Which I haven't listened to any of Fight, and I've heard a lot about them, and I've heard a lot of good stuff. And I want to listen.
I got one of their CDs.
Yeah, that's one of my things to do on my list.
I think I got his CD too.
No, but when he started Fight, he did it because he wanted to experiment more.
Yeah.
And apparently he was contractually obligated to Priest, so he wasn't allowed to sell his Fight material.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that actually
gotta love them contracts.
That was like the catalyst that caused him to leave Priest.
Yeah.
Right. Like he never was just like, yeah, fuck y'all kind of deal. It was more like miscommunication kind of deal.
Finger to the man.
And that's just what happened, which led to Ripper Owens taking over in 96 or whatever, because he stayed on for a couple years after that.
Fight was good. And then he had that band too, and
I think he had another one. The other one, Halford, isn't that the name?
Yeah,
of
that was the last
band?
one he did. Yeah.
Okay.
He did an album as Halford, and I got the Halford Live CD in there. Let me tell you what, that kicks some fucking serious ass too.
Yeah.
And then he returned to Priest. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, fucking amazing.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend some of their newer albums like Firepower and Invincible Shield.
And definitely,
Redeemer's Soul.
Just go listen to all three of them, all four of them. Back to Angel Retribution. Listen to the last 5 albums they put out.
Yeah. Since Halford came back, all of those albums, man.
Yes. Not a bad one.
I thought it was kind of cool in my list. My favorite albums are actually from 3 different decades.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I had one from the 80s, one from the 90s, one from the 1000s, and then my fourth was arguably Firepower. So that's 4 decades.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
And I did want to point out some of my honorable mentions, like my songs, like Victim of Changes.
Yeah.
I believe that was on Sad Wings Destiny. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
I was about to say, that one and the Ripper.
Yeah, Living After Midnight. And to tie in some Blotter lore, every time we play in the bar when we were teenagers, it'd be past midnight, and the cops would get called. And when the cops would show up, we'd start playing Breaking the Law.
Hell yeah.
That was always fun.
Yeah. To further go with that, we were playing a house party.
Oh, man.
And the law had already been called once. And they showed up the second time, and we were playing under this big tent. And they walked up shining their flashlights and shit. I don't know if you remember this, Jimbo. But the owner,
it was New Year's Eve party.
The owner of the house,
at Rut's house.
Yeah, our buddy Rut. They fucking anyway, they were flashing their lights and shit, and they cut it off, and we stopped. We had to stop playing, and they were like, "Look, it's getting late. I mean, turn it down or turn it off." I was like, we'll turn it down. So that was the second time they were out there. And they left, and we started playing Breaking the Law. And we played, like, I think 2 more songs. It wasn't a lot. They come back, and they were like, turn it off. Like, it was with their lights and shit, fucking flashlights. There was like 6 of them there, and they were like, fuck them. So we stopped, and they're like, turn it off now. And like, I'm standing there, I'm like, bro, I'm getting paid. He goes, you start playing again, you're getting a fucking ticket. He's like, and you're the one running this little circus show right here, so you get the ticket. Walked up, he goes, how much is the ticket? Like, swear to God, he said, how much is the ticket? And the cop was like, I don't think you understand. And Rut was like, no, I understand, because how much is the ticket? He goes, I'll just pay you now, and they keep playing, right? He goes, no. He goes, we give you a ticket, and if we come back again, somebody goes to jail. And he looks at me, he goes, I don't have jail money, Timmy. And he just walks away. Fucking, but yeah, he was like, how much is, he was like trying to pay the cop. He's like, let me go ahead and pay the ticket. How much is the ticket?
Yeah. Good old Rut.
Yeah. Fucking A.
Yeah. Yeah, but before we ramble too much, let's bring her on home.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I enjoyed that one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Priest episode 13.
Who's
12?
That's 12.
Is it 12?
Yeah.
12.
Is it 12?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know. I think I was counting.
Yeah.
It's okay. Number 12.
But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the episode tonight or day, whenever you hear this.
That's right.
Whose choice is it to pick now?
I think it's Jimbo's.
I think it's Jimbo's too.
Is it my turn?
I think it's your turn. Yeah.
I don't have my list in front of me. Oh, it's in my other notebook. Might have to think on the fly.
Yeah, because Trey picked guitar players, and I picked Priest.
Yep, I'm going to have a full of Trey.
Yeah, it's in my other book.
Yeah, definitely in my other book.
We caught up in the SpongeBob thing 2 hours later.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. Shit.
We should help Jimbo with this.
I kind of feel like, is it going to be, are we going to, there's so many things you could choose, though. We could do an album. We could do a band like we do now. Or we could just do like a whole decade. Just whatever the fuck you like.
Ooh, a whole decade.
Yeah, like the 50s, the 60s, 70s, 80s, whichever one you want to fucking,
Man.
Best things about 2020, fucking.
You could say maybe.
Okay, I got one.
Like Timmy's going out there.
We had a.
Can I hear it?
Request for this one.
You finally doing Deep Purple?
Nope.
No, we're not doing Deep Purple.
Oh.
I know what he's going to say. I know exactly what he's going to say.
How about...
Yep.
The suspense is killing me.
My all-time favorite, Led Zeppelin.
Oh, threw me for a loop. I thought he was going to say The Police.
That was going to be my second one.
I literally thought he's going to say The Police because we talked about it the other day.
I thought he was going to say the Allman Brothers. That's what I was waiting.
Okay, we're doing Zeppelin.
That one also crossed my mind.
Yeah.
Nah, let's do Zeppelin.
We'll do it. Zeppelin, baby. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, All right, it's time to shut her
episode
down.
13.
That'll be episode 13.
That will be episode 13.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to keep Jimbo reeled in, Trey.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, at least we know he won't start talking about fucking Dio.
Don't even say that. You know he is. Oh,
I'll bring it in somehow.
I was actually watching an interview with Rob Halford today. He was talking about how one of his favorite shows was opening for Led Zeppelin in 1977.
Awesome.
On a day on the green. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah, let's bring it home.
Bring it home.
Give us a like, comment, share, subscribe, follow.
Hell yeah.
Don't forget we sell pig sauce.
Whatever.
That's right.
Buy some pig sauce, buy some
merchandise. Yeah.
I'm going to be playing next weekend. Next Saturday, I got an afternoon show for an anniversary party at the bar up the road. So we'll be posting about that over the next couple of days.
We will. Nice. We'll let everyone know the particulars.
Yeah, and that's the best place to get your merchandise.
So stay tuned.
Absolutely.
Jimbo needs bass strings.
Yeah. And a mic stand.
Man.
And a mic stand.
Okay.
Taking donations.
That's right. For just $5 a month, you can feed a bass player in need.
That's right.
But anyway, remember, wherever you go,
there you are.
There you are.
All right, fellas.
All right.